What's going on, freaks and geeks? Being Rick back again today.
Yeah, today we are going to do a little bit of a roundtable discussion. Kind of because of our last two videos, we wanted to hit on the topic of why isn't paranormal evidence getting any better? Why aren't we proving anything?
I mean, we have more elevated applications and
Technology.
technology, that's the word I was looking for, to be able to catch these paranormal entities, to catch voices, to catch video, pictures, photographic evidence. And why is it just not getting any better?
And I think there's a multitude of reasons for that. Let's start with reason number one, which I honestly think is the first most important reason, is the hoaxes. You're not gonna take paranormal evidence seriously as a scientist, and we need scientists to do real studies. That's the problem. But you're not going to take any of this seriously when 99% of it is a hoax.
Everywhere you look anymore is somebody trying to get famous by faking a ghost video or faking an experience or a Bigfoot sighting.
It's really crazy. I just don't see the point. If you're a real paranormal investigator, and there are real paranormal investigators, and there are people doing good work and bringing good evidence to the table, but they're not getting looked at seriously because of the people that are creating hoaxes. And then when they are looked at seriously, we'll use the Bigfoot or the Yeti as an example. Josh Gates found those Yeti prints on Destination Truth.
Yes.
He also found hair, which turned out to belong to an unknown primate. And none of that is being studied. It's not in the Smithsonian somewhere. It's sitting at Disney World on display.
And then why is it not being studied? Why is he not being taken legitimate where he found these things?
I mean, to me, the footprints weren't proof. But the hair belonging to an unknown primate in an area where there are no known primates, and next to the prints, that's proof. And that should be taken seriously, but it's not. And we see this happen all the time. Evidence comes and evidence goes. It just falls by the wayside. People forget about it.
And it's all encompassing. It's just not in the realm of Bigfoot or black-eyed kids or ghosts or UFOs. It's everything. There are hoaxes everywhere.
And that's why you really gotta start, as a viewer, if you're watching stuff for entertainment, great. I watch stuff for entertainment too. I love it. We're humans. We like to be entertained. But if you're watching it because you want to know the truth, then you need to use your critical thinking and you need to use logic and look at everything objectively. You tear things apart. We tear our own stuff apart because we don't believe it until there's no other option. And that's why a lot of this other evidence gets put by the wayside, because Josh Gates very well could have given us Yeti evidence. It's not being studied, though. But it could also be interpreted as a number of other things.
Yeah.
And that's another big problem with the paranormal. And that leads me to kind of what my life's goal is. Rick, you know what my life's goal is.
To have our own paranormal cryptid research.
Well, it's more than that. For people listening, if any of you have ever read the Anne Rice books, there's an organization called the Telemasca, where they study the paranormal, they watch the paranormal, they don't get involved or whatever. And I'm kind of thinking something along those same lines, except obviously it'd be open. Public would have access to any experiments we do,
Yes.
anything like that. But I want an organization that eventually spans worldwide, and I want people, fringe scientists, real scientists, critical thinkers,
Mathematicians for some of this stuff.
yes, engineers,
Demonologists.
yeah, we want people,
Priests.
yes, we need everybody, and we want them to come together in an organization and take this seriously.
As a unified front.
And we may get to prove some of it, and we may not. Because we may all just be chasing shadows. But we're probably not. And that's the problem. There's too much evidence to say that it's all fake.
I thought you turned that down.
I did turn that down. There's too much evidence to say that it's all fake. But at the same time... Boy, I lost my train of thought because that notification went off. Rick, what do you think?
I got distracted by the notification too. I lost my train of thought.
We were talking about the organization.
Oh, if everyone of every different scientific, religious methodology come together
and take things seriously
and talk to each other,
use
the evidence that could be found, and this goes to having Wiccan practitioners and Christian priests working together.
And we're talking about having an actual facility with places for experiments. Maybe we can find a way to catch spirit energy. You know, if we put real scientific minds, real critical thinkers, real demonologists, people that are into every aspect together, and say, figure this out for real, we might be able to figure it out for real.
I think another reason why paranormal evidence isn't getting better and why people aren't taking it seriously is the people that are out there ghost hunting where they don't have permission to, where they're breaking and entering and causing a bad name for people who are trying to legitimatize this field.
And it's not just that. And then there's other evidence that we get and it seems legit, and then the government jumps on it.
Yeah, and all of a sudden it's gone.
Or it's swamp gas or whatever. I mean, that's UFOs, but they do it with all kinds of stuff. And that leads me, I wonder if the government already has an organization that does exactly what I want, but in secret. You know what I mean? Do they hide the existence? I don't know. Probably not. But it's a possibility.
And look at it like this. Like, our cameras are better. We have better cameras. We have better audio recorders.
We have better... I mean, there's even some apps now that legitimately seem to work. We have spirit boxes. There's a man named Steve Huff that makes this wonder box, and they're using it on TV now, on Paranormal Lockdown. And it seems legit. I'd love to get my hands on one of those.
Oh.
It's almost like a direct line to the dead. And we've got all these things, and everybody's debunk. And there's a problem with debunking, too. Because if I set my mind to something, I can probably find a reason to debunk it. See, a lot of debunkings aren't legitimate. The one we did earlier, absolutely legitimate, because we showed you exactly where it came from. But a lot of debunkings are just theory. So now we're starting to fight theories with theories, and nobody's right, but and nobody's looking at it objectively.
That's where I can give it to the guys from DDF Ghost Hunting.
Right.
They do show you what they find.
Oh, and that's what, like I said, we need an organization completely open. We need people to realize...
And to share everything with not only each other, but the public.
We don't know what's going on in the world.
This could extend to further countries and countries working together and getting evidence where people need evidence, where there's something hurting someone, and it sounds so cheesy, but who you gonna call?
Right.
You know?
Right, and that's exactly the thing. And there are people being hurt. There are bad things happening for unexplained reasons. And there needs to be a place, a group, somebody, something people can get a hold of and go, I don't know what to do. And you know, they may not know what to do either, but at least they can go out there and try.
And you get the differences with these paranormal groups that go into places, and you have the groups that fully believe in the paranormal and they're gonna find a ghost.
Right.
And then you have the groups that fully don't believe it and they want to disprove any haunting you have.
Right.
You need a combination. Plus, like, if say we get this organization started and we do it and we go out to investigate a location, it's going to be a believer, a skeptic, a scientist, a priest, a demonologist.
Yeah, you need all walks of life. Because everybody has a different point of view, and that's why I say you got to look at things objectively. You got to pull your ego away. You got to step back, and you got to say, okay, I could be wrong, so let's look at the other possibilities.
I mean, even bringing psychics into the mix.
And I do think there are legitimate psychics, and I think there are a lot of fake psychics as well.
There are.
And that's another issue. More hoaxing to make a quick buck. Man, I would love to start this organization. I may never have the money to get started. If I make enough noise, maybe I can. But I could make enough noise if I was hoaxing. I'm not willing to do that to show the truth. I'm not going to fake things to get to the point where I can show the truth. I think it's absolutely despicable to
fake things to get
views, to get money.
I mean, let's be honest. Our videos are monetized, but that's strictly so we can afford to get materials to record.
Yeah, maybe eventually it'll pay the internet bill or something. We don't make money. We don't, obviously we don't get enough views to make money.
But really, it's not about making money, to me at least.
No, it's about making a better channel.
And putting proof out there and putting the truth out there. We said it a while ago. Blind-Brik is in the truth business.
Yeah, we're always in the truth business. And we need to grow as a channel in order for that organization to ever have a chance of happening. But we need to grow as a channel anyway, just for the simple fact that we need to get the truth out there. It drives us nuts to sit here and see hoax after hoax, lie after lie, story after story. And you gotta dig, and you gotta dig, and you gotta dig just to find out if there's any shred of truth in any of it.
And we're looking at setting up an experiment for this black-eyed kid thing.
I mean, at this point, we're fairly sure it's
a hoax.
It's bogus. I mean, the whole thing, we've proved Freya's a hoax. So we're fairly sure the whole thing's a hoax. None of it makes sense. But
there's got to be some sort of evidence out there
that we
can use.
And there is a scientific method to follow for us to prove this a hoax too, because he may not have given us the audio files, but we can hear it playing in his video, and we're gonna take that.
I'm gonna rip it off his video, and we're gonna live stream from the house a webcam set up outside the house with an audio recorder set up outside the house. We will live stream on YouTube.
Yeah, and we will let it play
3 to 5 hours.
You know, and if it doesn't work the first night, we'll do it again. And again. And we'll do it 4 or 5 times. He did it 5 times. He got something, right? That's the claim.
So night 5. But
now if that happens,
somebody did bring up a very valid point on the last video that we just put up.
Right.
Where we all know how motion detector lights work.
Yeah, you move and they turn on.
If you stand still for long enough,
they turn off.
It's like walking into a bathroom at Burger King. And you go in, the light pops on, and you sit on the toilet, and you're there for too long, it pops off, and you're in the dark.
And it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all know why was that motion detector on for an hour?
Right. It doesn't none of it makes sense. He blurred his face, he didn't blur his wife and his kid.
We're not on that, though.
Sorry,
I just got...
But I'm just saying, yeah, none of that makes sense, but we're not on that. But it does kind of tie in, though.
Because we are going to try to get this evidence. We are going to... Myself, personally, wants to get to the bottom of the black-eyed kids. I want to know. At this point, after a year, it's been almost exactly a year. 4 days. 4 days from today. It's been a year since we posted that first video up.
361 days.
And that's not the video. That's the day after this happened.
Yep.
So it's been a year, and I'm just now getting the confidence back to look into it. And I want to know.
Yeah, it's something I need to know too.
Because
I've had other encounters in my life that seem to tie in. I want to know if they really do or not.
I have to thank Fantastic Daily for his videos, because they're what opened me back up to wanting to do this. To not do the recordings, because we've been doing those. But Brandon said today, we're getting off Mandela Effect for a while.
I can't do it anymore. It's driving me insane. It's too much of it is crap. And then there's the other half where I know my memories aren't the way they should be for this world. And I've shown enough proof to myself to know that I'm right. And that scares me, and I'm starting to go slowly insane. So I don't want to talk about it for a while.
Yeah, and I was over-talking about it.
He was over-talking about it before we started talking about it. We will go back to it. We have to. It's too important not to, unfortunately. All right, guys.
Please, any evidence that you have, anything you want us to look into, we're trying to make this more interactive with you guys. We're going to start working on ways to be able to take live calls while we're recording.
We want to be able to do interviews live with questions from the audience.
Yes.
All kinds of stuff.
We're trying to get this way more interactive for you guys. If we do a live recording, when would be a good time for everybody? Time-wise in the day.
What day of the week?
Yeah, it's things we need to know in order for me to work my schedule around it.
Right. Yeah, my schedule's wide open.
And I'm the one that has issues getting back and forth to places, but we want to know what you guys want to talk about. Whether it's Mandela Effect, Bigfoot, Dogman. God, I don't want to talk about Dogman anymore.
But we will.
We will.
You guys want
Reptilians.
Hollow Earth,
Flat Earth,
Flat
apparently.
Earth, yeah,
UFOs. If you want us to debunk more things, you just let us know what you want. We'll do it.
And if you guys think that an open organization like that would be something that this world needs, tell us.
Yeah, drop a
tell us
comment.
that you would help support. I mean, not monetarily, but just support it. I mean, if you could support it monetarily, maybe we'll start a Kickstarter. But no,
we can have a bake sale.
We could, yeah. But seriously, let us know, in the comments, man. Send us emails, blindbrik@gmail.com.
And definitely, you can always hit us up on Twitter. Mine is at Blind-Brik.
And I am Blind-Brik.
We're trying to get more videos up. Thank you to all our new subs. Welcome to the family.
Yeah, we love you guys, and we've seen so much love in the last week.
The last week has been mind blowing. It's I don't know where it came from, but I appreciate it and thank you.
Absolutely. Let's keep the train rolling though.
Yeah.
Keep subbing, keep subscribing.
Share our videos. Go look at our old videos.
The more truth we spread, the better.
So, tell us what you want to talk about. What you want us to talk about. We'll let you know as we get things more set up towards this experiment. I have some work to do to rip that audio.
Yeah, it's going to take some time. Especially if we can't get the raw audio, which we did ask for.
I did send him a private email asking him for the raw audio or to come on for an interview.
Or both.
So maybe we might be getting something out of this. Something might come of this for him, for us.
And we're just hoping these audio files are real audio files from somewhere, that something really happened. They're probably not, but we're going to try it anyway.
That's it for this episode. Remember, like, comment, share, and subscribe down below. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, absolutely. We love you guys.
Thanks again, and always stay creepy.